Now, what if I told you I could make your life simply better? Everyone always wants to know how. Everyone always becomes intrigued. Now, what if I told you that exact same thing can make your life completely miserable? Your hopes and dreams, your passions, goals, everything. Now, this is no new product. This is no new magic pill. This is nothing that can be ordered on Amazon, and this is nothing that will ever go on sale on Black Friday. You see, we all have experiences as this poor pup. The so-called idiom, the tail wagging the dog. Except for our tail is outside solutions that we take from the media, outside solutions from what others are doing, and the government. So in turn, we spin around in circles aimlessly, wasting our time, energy, effort, money, but most importantly, our lives. In this personal experience I've had with this, I now have a passion for life. I want to have one day seen everything, been everywhere, and done everything in this great world. Everyone in this room has a passion for something, whether it be love, wrestling, teaching, or football, or even Taco Bell. The one thing these passions all have in common is in order to reach them, in order to accomplish them, we need the proper fuel. And through the proper fuel comes directly through our nutrition. You see, you went halfway study for a test. We all have, and we all fail. You wouldn't half prepare for a game, Sean. If you do, you get your tail kicked. You wouldn't go halfway into a relationship. If you do, it ends in heartbreak. So why do we continue to let our bodies run at halfway in this game of life and not letting them run the way they're made to function? Life growing up for me is pretty simple. It's pretty traditional. However, it changed because of something so simple. Life growing up for me, my relationship with my parents is absolutely phenomenal. They're the reason why I'm sitting here in front of you giving this speech today. But my relationship with my grandparents wasn't so perfect. It was present, but it wasn't what a little boy had always hoped and had always dreamed. Even though my relationship with them wasn't always great, this woman, my Grandma Jan, was sweet, loving, caring, and very traditional. But unfortunately, life isn't sweet, loving, and caring. And 13 years ago, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And the cancer quickly progressed. It got out of hand extremely fast. She put up a hell of a fight like I knew she would. But unfortunately, 12 years ago, I was 8 years old. She passed away on a bed that looked very similar to this. Now, if anyone has seen the inside of a hospice room, they know the lack of character. They know that it just is screaming death. And they know what it looks like to see their loved ones on their final minute. Fast forward a little bit after her death, my grandfather took this in a very, very odd way. He didn't reach out to us. He didn't try to console with us. Instead, he isolated himself. And because we adhered to those traditional values, she did all the cooking in his life. And because she did all the cooking, he turned to food, he turned to alcohol. He started eating out 3 times a day, 7 days a week for many years. His health was already in a steady state of decline after her death, but things just completely got out of hand. His diabetes, his kidneys started to go. Fortunately for us, at one of his countless doctor's appointments that he visited, a doctor got into his ear. He said something of this: "Herb, you need to make a choice. You need to make it now. Because don't you want to see great things like college graduation, high school graduation, weddings, family Christmases? If so, you need to make a change, and you need to do it now." Fortunately for us, he made a change. He started eating better. He cut out his alcohol little by little. But more importantly, he started reaching out to us. You see, nutrition is more than just good food versus bad food. It's everything about life. It's your relationship. It's what makes a healthy, fulfilled, passionate life. There's 3 main things that make a great life: energy, movement, and lack of disease. So to start off, energy. Where does our energy truly come from? Well, it comes from our 3 macronutrients, the calories that we intake: proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. Most of us know that's simple physiology. However, every calorie that we intake isn't equal. A calorie can be described as a noun or a mythical creature that lives in your closet and sews up your pants a little tighter each and every night. So unfortunately, Americans love to snack. The food industry has pushed snacks. They have made them really unhealthy. They have made them cheap. So when we eat snacks that are processed, sugary, starchy, instant, or anything that we love on here, what happens in our bodies? Well, when you intake something like this, our glucose levels instantly spike. Our glucose levels are sugar levels. When our sugar levels spike, we create this thing called insulin. Insulin is a hormone that's created in the pancreas basically to control our sugar levels. So we have an insulin spike, we feel great, we're going to accomplish all of our goals in life. However, because of the lack of quality, it instantly dips, leaving us missing out on memories, leaving out us on energy. So we go back for more, causing us to have this major roller coaster effect. We truly want to be on this green line, up easy and up down. I always say we may love roller coasters, but our bodies certainly do not like roller coasters. So we have this roller coaster effect going on for days and years. What happens? Well, we adapt this idea of insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is not talked about and discussed enough in nutrition topics and health classes. So insulin resistance is like me coming up to Jesse and yelling in his ear for hours and days and years straight. So if I do that, what will happen? Obviously, it'll hurt really bad at first, but eventually he'd become deaf, the cells will die, and things will start to get progressively worse. Same thing happens in our body when we intake sugar. We intake sugar, we start becoming resistant to it, we stop producing insulin, and then things like diabetes, kidney failure, heart disease, every bad thing in this world comes about. Now, I'm not saying we have to forget every good food that we love. I have the biggest sweet tooth of anyone in this room. It's all about when you eat it and how much you eat it. Every social media influencer, every YouTuber out there loves ice cream. They love pizza. They love every snack that I put on that board. It's just how much and when. And quite frankly, the butter and the broccoli just doesn't always cut it for us. Now, I've talked a lot about food and what it can do for us and energy and all that, but what about exercise? Now, obviously, exercise has extreme physical and mental positive things that can do for us, but a lot of people fear this idea of exercise. They think we have to have a training schedule that's just extreme to be healthy. However, we don't have to have a schedule that looks like these guys to be healthy. Now, I never understood this basic concept of energy. As a young child, I always had tons of it, like I'm sure most of us did. But it was always because the game of baseball is why I had so much energy. Growing up, I had a passion for baseball. I always wanted to play catch every opportunity I could. So I remember I was at my grandfather's one weekend, and I said, "Hey, Grandpa, you want to have a game of catch?" And I never understood why I always got turned down. I just imagine how defeated that eight-year-old self must have really been. But now looking back, establishing a passion for this topic, I realized he didn't have the energy, and secondly, he couldn't move. When we don't have energy, we can't move, we miss out on great memories. Like teaching your kids how to ride a bike, playing catch with them in the backyard, or going on a hike on family vacation, playing golf with a prospective client. There's been millions and millions of dollars sold on golf courses. Or the simple word of help. I fortunately had the opportunity to help one of my neighbors back home that I've seen on the daily route to school. He was out doing yard work. I was in my Jeep Wrangler, had the top off, had the shades on, music blaring, thinking I was really cool, like most of us did at the age of 16. Now I hear this scream for help coming out of my right side, so I throw it in park, run over to this old man. He was out doing yard work. He had this huge branch draped over him, laid on his back, stuck, unable to move. Now I help him get the branch off him, help him get back to his automatic wheelchair, so I'm not sure what he's doing out doing yard work. But now this is no life or death, but I just imagine, how long would he have laid there if I wasn't able to move? Now, like I said, it wasn't extreme, but I think about it a lot. Fortunately, I've always loved to move because of sports and because of my parents, but also because of this man right here. This guy's name is Ryan Fisher. He's a multi-millionaire gym owner, nutrition book writer, social media influencer, a lot of different titles. While he produces a lot of great content, he also says, get out and enjoy the world. It's a huge place. This is him climbing a mountain in Sweden, or a castle in Sweden, and a mountain in Oregon. And so I reached out to him. I DM'd him on Instagram saying, hey, I've established this passion because of you. I'm doing a TED Talk for my class. It'd be awesome if you could. I didn't expect him to even see it. However, he sent me a DM the next day. And so I do apologize for some F-bombs.
Exactly what I try to do. I try to show people that fitness isn't just in the gym, even though that was like a huge part of my life for so long. But yeah, getting out, and there's just like so much fucking cool shit to do out there, and no one ever does it. And everybody on the gram is just fucking in the gym, you know, trying to look the best they can. And I feel like you can still look pretty fucking good and still have a really good time too. So I actually just posted a pretty good tweet that's actually just really about that. So again, thank you so much, and I'm really, really happy that what I want to come across is actually getting picked up, and especially by some younger kids too. So stoked on it. Have a great night, my friend, and I'm super, super amped to be able to inspire.
I didn't sleep that whole night. So next I'm going to give a little what if scenario. There's a lot of young daughters in this room. I'm sure a lot of you have your Pinterest big day planned out. So you have the perfect venue, the perfect decorations, the perfect dress, the perfect man, either now or in the future. But what if the most important guy, your father, in your life, isn't able to move and walk you down that aisle? Would that day be so perfect then? I know this is hard to think about. I know it's dark. I know it's down the line. But it makes us self-reflect and say, are we doing enough to be there 20, 30 years down the line? And are those around us, including our parents, going to be there 20, 30 years down the line? Which brings me to my last and final point of disease. Disease has been a normality created by us. It's this dark, looming figure that we're all scared of. But it doesn't need to be that way. So I believe there's been three main things that food has been ruined for us or by us, however you want to put it. First one is obviously sugar. We love sugar. We have become addicted to sugar. However, sugar and disease are directly correlated. We never had sugar when we were natural to this land. The cooked, hunted, fish, everything was natural. So when we brought it over, we became addicted